The Movement of the Mind, a lesson from Krishnamurti. This is a PowerPoint I put together. I'm currently reading The Awakening of Intelligence. Amazon affiliate link in the description if you would like to do your own studies. But if you're satisfied with my presentation, then don't bother with that. Let's go. So, the root of deception. Here's the first quote. You are deceived when you want something. Desire creates distortion. When we want, we stop seeing clearly. The mind begins to manipulate, justify, and chase illusions. Wanting is the seed of self-deception. I would honestly say wanting is literally the seed of, I'll say, suffering as well, of distortion, of chaos. A lot of the human condition, like in terms of like pain and suffering, really just starts from desire at its core. The movement that brings deception. I don't want to deceive myself. Obviously, it is when I am greedy, when I want something, when I am dissatisfied. Greed leads to wanting more, which leads to inner conflict. Greed, dissatisfaction, and the craving for mystery or death all stem from the same root movement, wanting more. Watch for wanting, it's the source of inner conflict. So, what does this mean to me? Because these are my notes and what I found important while I read. You don't have to be biblically greedy. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like a hoarder level greedy. I would even say any form of wanting is greed, all right? Like, you can enjoy a beautiful sight, and the moment it's gone and you want to see that beautiful sight again is greed. You weren't satisfied with what was. You want more. And the moment we want more, the moment there was something and it's gone and we cling, we're no longer at peace. We're no longer in the present moment. Why? Because there's friction in the present moment, right? There's friction. What's causing the friction? On our unhappiness with the present. Why? Because we want. If there is a want, if there is desire, there is friction with the present moment. The present moment is no longer enough. All right? In the presence of desire, the present moment is no longer enough. And it's unpleasant. Literally, it is unpleasant. So, the role of the guru. The guru is the one who points, the one who brings enlightenment, who lifts your burden. But instead of lifting your burden, they pose theirs. A true teacher doesn't give you their truth. They point you inward. All right? A lot of these self-help gurus, a lot of these gurus online, they all want you to buy their course. They're all telling you, hey, you do this, XYZ happens. And ultimately, if you've ever been in the self-improvement, the self-improvement iceberg or whatever, there is this feeling of wanting more and more and more and more, wanting to learn more and more and more, improve more and more and more. But ultimately, we keep searching outside of us when really all the answers are really inwards, Freedom lies in inner inquiry, not in adopting another's path, all right? If you ever try to start a business, everything's pretty much saturated. Do what you feel. Do what you want. We're living in a global economy. The internet exists. For whatever thing you want to do, there's probably thousands. I'm not going to say millions, but probably thousands of people already doing it. Do it anyway. Why? Just do what resonates with your heart, all right? Delusion of effort. Our conditioning is built around this going against. So when we say hard work, what do we mean? Laziness. So, resistance. Fighting against our natural state, which I would say our natural state is peace, love, relaxation, until something pops up, right? Then effort. It's what we think is noble, what we think is our duty. And then conditioning, our learned patterns. Effort as we know it is often resistance. We think effort is noble, but is often disguised as a fight against our natural state. Effort without understanding is resistance. I truly believe this. So I'm sorry if this is a little disorganized because as I read, I highlight and I just put together my highlights into a PowerPoint. But essentially, what I'm trying to get at with this specific line and why I chose or chose to highlight is this that, you know, if you truly love something, you know, it's really possible to work hard without effort. And I believe that is the difference between those who really make it and those who they might make it. Or let me start over. Effort is the difference between those who make it and those who might make it and those who never make it. Why? Think about it this way. Let's say you're trying to start a business. You heard this business makes money, so you do it. Well, first of all, you are going to be trying. That is the first thing. We have one life. So you are going to be making money, but you're going to be fucking trying. That sounds terrible. Another person is getting into the same business, but they had like a cosmic download. They had the idea popped up and they're doing it, right? They are not trying. You know what I mean? They're swimming with the river. You're there swimming against the river because there's gold. They're swimming with the river. They probably are not even thinking about the gold. They're saying, I want this to happen and I'm going to make it happen. It feels right. So that's why I do believe effort is bullshit. There is a difference though between initialization effort and this effort that Krishnamurti or whatever is talking about. Continuous effort, even after habit is formed, I do believe that should be avoided at all costs. But initial effort, when something is not a habit, then that is part of the process, and you shouldn't be fighting against that. You shouldn't even be looking elsewhere. If it resonates with you, that initial habit forming effort is important, but the rest doesn't fucking matter. And sorry, I'm just saying this as I go. You have my notes. Hopefully, get something from this. But anyways, the cult of effort. Quote: "Why have I to make effort to reach God, enlightenment, truth?" So, the truth is not at the end of effort. It's here now, but hidden by the very movement that seeks it. Truth is revealed through stillness, not striving. All right. So, why did I choose this quote? Well, I do believe trying to connect with God makes absolutely no sense. God, higher power, is ever present. It's within. It's literally existence itself, and it's crazy to think you need to try. All you really need to do is let go of the impurities, let go of the external world, because let go of the realm of mind and thought, because the purpose of thought and language is to help us navigate. All right, but what purpose does language have when this sensation, this experience is beyond the sense pleasures, if that makes sense? Because first of all, where the hell are our thoughts even happening? Our eyes, our fingers, our sense of smell are not picking up our thoughts anyway. Our inner world is beyond the sense pleasures or whatever. I'm calling them sense pleasures or whatever. It's beyond that. If you want to reach God, move beyond thought. All right. You don't need to think in language to be intelligent. Anyways, let's go. Resistance and laziness. The resistance is effort. I get angry and I must be angry. Resistance, effort. What has made me lazy? The thought that I ought to be getting up, right? Inner conflict. Born from the should and must of thought. Resistance creates effort. Fighting against what is happening naturally. Laziness born in thought. Laziness is not a physical state, but a mental state. Lesson: laziness isn't of the body, it's born in thought. It is the should that creates conflict, right? I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And all that does is make us feel worse, all right? The mind creates laziness by resisting what is. The intelligence of the body. The body has its own intelligence. It knows when it is tired and when it should rest. We override our body's intelligence with mechanical thoughts. You must, you should, you ought to. The key is listen to the body's wisdom. Overriding it is conditioning. The body knows when to eat. It knows when to rest. It knows when to move. But our mind is constantly chattering, saying you must do this, you should do that, you ought to do that. Allow your body to guide you. But I know you might be thinking, if I don't talk to myself like that, let's say you're trying to lose weight, I'm never going to lose weight. Well, ultimately, the reason why the individual, if it's not a genetic condition, the real reason why the individual is not able to lose weight is because there is a pain associated with weight. Hell, if you're morbidly obese and it's not genetic, it's because and it's actually caused by eating, it's probably because food is an emotional regulator for the individual. And we should listen, I'm using the word, but if we take and with a bit of curiosity actually pay attention to the body and we let the pain flow through us, and or we could even say, yo, let the pain burn you alive, let the pain fillet you, whatever you want to describe that pain. Trust me, the body is going to respond accordingly and correctly, and we will never have to second guess ourselves. But there is a prior requirement, and that is acceptance of pain. All right? Acceptance of the pain, and watch how the body responds. The mechanical nature of thought. Thought is mechanical because it is repetitive, conforming, and comparing. All right? Thought is not the source of freedom. It is structure, it is memory, it is habit. True seeing happens beyond the loop of thought. Thoughts are repetitive. They cycle through familiar patterns. Thoughts are conforming. It shapes itself to expectations. Thought is always measuring against something. And then also, thought is structured. It is built from memory and habit. All right. What is understanding? Understanding is nothing to do with thought. Then you become and say, my bad, because this is highlights. Understanding is not the result of thought. Whatever. Understanding is not the result of thought. All right. If you've ever had an aha moment, chances are it's felt more like a click, less than a mechanical, scientific method type of thing. You know what I mean? So there is an immediate insight, a direct perception, and there is a quiet mind. Oh fuck, this PowerPoint is looking fucked. Anyways, real insight does not come from thinking harder. It arises in quiet when thought pauses. Understanding is immediate, not logical. This pyramid here is looking weird. Anyway, closing reflection. Where in your life are you resisting? Identify areas of struggle and effort. Where are you trying to make an effort instead of seeing? Notice when you're forcing rather than understanding. And then, what truths might be visible if you stop seeking? Consider what's already present but overlooked. Final takeaway, let understanding arise in silence. Watch desire, watch the resistance, and see if something deeper reveals itself effortlessly. Continue your journey. Take these reflections into your daily practice. And the book I got all this information from is called The Awakening of Intelligence. The affiliate link is in the description if you would like to get the book. Sorry for how disorganized it is, because in the book there is a lot of context information. This are just essentially like bullet points of, lines that I've highlighted. So yeah, like it's just little lines. But I will get better at this, and hopefully the next one's better than this one and more organized. But I'll catch y'all later. Keep improving. Keep being your best.